My 42,000 plus battles of World of Tanks find me uniquely qualified to identify, critique, and be tormented by the stampede of idiocy that one is reliably confronted with whenever they hit that big red battle button. Welcome to... So, Mountain Pass. Mountain Pass is an unbalanced map. It's so unbalanced, in fact, that it remains to this day the only map on which I have done a full 60-second review video. So, if you do want to know more about the unbalance and nuances of why it's terrible, I recommend watching that video. It's quick, to the point, and it's highly informative. Here's the clip that's relevant to the enemy's attack in this particular replay. The spawns of Mountain Pass have far more nuance to their balance than the Overlook, although when put in a defensive position I will pick southeast every single time. This is because when looking at a claimed position of high ground, you can tell how powerful it is by observing how much traversable low ground it can dominate or observe. Doing that for these spawns shows us this. The southern spawn can see every angle one can take to approach it by moving only a few meters. Against multiple or competent opponents, it is more or less impossible to approach the southeast hill without being spotted. Contrary to this, the northwest spawn has great overlooks to the middle and the southeast, as well as offensive capabilities towards the bridge that the south lacks. However, it has an entire approach to the base on the same level ground as it. This land cannot be watched from a position of power, as it's blocked by the mountain. Therefore, it provides a critical weakness in the defense of the cap. This is why it's common to see tanks defending the ice road from here, atop the high ground relative to the enemy. Alas, as can be clearly seen, it is impossible to adeptly control both approaches from one position, not the case in the south. Also worth noting at this time is the differences between the cap circles. Here in the north, the cap is placed almost directly below the hill, meaning almost any tank will have to dismount the high ground in order to deal with cap pressure. This is a far cry from the southeast, where the cap is sprawled out below the far gentler hill, meaning defenders can easily reset and defend from highly secure positions, as well as having more options to try and surprise relocation unseen. Cap pressure in the south is not a viable option, so again, the balance here favours the southeast team. Now here we're going to see my good self using my knowledge of tactical precedents and map nuance to not respond to a situation, but rather through simple observation of the game circumstance, know that my help is not needed, which may well be a massive mental flex. I'm not worried about this. The enemy lose that fight, just purely from a positional standpoint. If we lose base to that, then our team didn't deserve to win this game in the first place.
You're so cruel.
I'm right. That's what I am.
You might be right, but you're still cruel.
Now, fortunately, one of my viewers, Tommy, was playing this game with me. He was one of the watchers on the wall back at base, so we can get a really up-close and personal look at just how badly this attack went for the enemy team. Okay, so here we are looking at Tommy, and he's turning around to head back to base, and I can only imagine at this point that he is drooling. Like, I would be drooling. T-30, magnificent tank armor, 10 degrees of gun depression, 155mm gun, that is just absolutely gorgeous, 750 alpha damage, and look at the enemy team here, just look at the, like, I feel viscerally uncomfortable whenever I am attacking up the ice road on Mountain Pass. As I said in my review, it is terrible. You can see how easy it is for Tommy and everyone else up here to just sit up in consolidated, powerful positions and just pound out damage onto these people as they approach in this massive low ground. They have absolutely no recourse against this position. It's just ridiculous the amount of damage that Tommy... Oh, I did a boobity-bobbity, goddammit. It's ridiculous the amount of damage that they take even getting into this position. let alone then trying to continue the attack and push up into the high ground. These guys just get absolutely, completely slaughtered. And that is just simple positional play. And you'll notice, right? Tommy relocated from here. That's a relatively close relocation. But when you see an attack coming in from here, I have seen people relocate from H24. I myself have relocated from here, got all the way back, got onto this hill, and still been able to defend it because it takes the enemy team so long to get from this corner up into a relevant position where they could actually contest you acquiring this hill. It is absolutely ridiculous to attack from this line on Lakeville if the enemy on Mountain Pass if the enemy have any vague amount of competence. My god. Can we talk about I'm gonna cover this game in a congratulations you're an idiot video, and the featured person is the entirety of the enemy team.
Man, that's one big idiot.
Absolute dunderheads. They attacked up Ice Road.
Title for a new video series: Collective Idiocy.
They attacked up Ice Road. Absolutely amazing. Now let's move on to Mountain Pass. Again. How about that? Now there's not a great deal for me to elaborate on here. This is imparting the same lessons as the first one you play. High ground is good, Mountain Pass is bad, etc, etc, right? But looking at what the enemy team do here, really understanding it, understanding the power that they squander, the numerical advantage that they throw away, the positional disadvantage that they put themselves at, will hopefully allow you to recognise that game state. Right, and be able to avoid it in your own games, because the disadvantage that we're at here on paper is severe, and yet through positional play we actually come out on top, and it's quite amazing. So let's have a look. Okay, so there's a few replay glitches here which I want to apologise for, but we have got the replay playing. Now, the defence that we have here, what unfolds should really impress upon you just how powerful high ground is. Now you see me escorting this T110E3 up the hill here, just trying to get him up there a little bit faster, contribute my engine power for what little effect that is actually having, because these guys on top of, oh shut up you git. These guys on top of this hill are just going to be absolutely monstrous. And I do have to give out to our Leo 1, who actually does some lovely positional work in this coming engagement. Now, I made a list. I'm just going to minimize this quickly. Rest assured that EDR gets his ass kicked. Bear with me. I'm just going to bring up the list. Okay, alright. So, now I'm doing some nice positioning here, I'm not intending to deal a load of damage, right? I want to get vision and understanding so that my team know what to expect from these guys and where they're moving, just in case that E4's vision is blocked by some of the foliage there, right? The enemy are going to attack with an STRV, an ST2, an IS4, a Rhinoceronte, a TVP T50, a Pangelo 65, a Real 15, and an EBR 105. And they are going to lose to a T110E4, a T110E3, a T100LT, and a Leo 1. It is 8 versus 4. 8 versus 4. You must understand how terrible what the enemy team are doing here is, right? What should they do in this situation? Well, not come up the ice road for one thing, that you trade way too much health to actually get up to that position, but you don't attack the base until you are ready. If these guys, let's think about this, if these guys had relocated down here, instead of pushing this ice road like this, if they had gone here, right, moved up the middle, or back, or moved over here, Right, while they still have presence here, while they still weren't going to get pounded by H24, but honestly, with the amount of numbers that they have and the EDR and stuff, they could have killed H24 before pushing. But they could have pushed up here and dealt with these guys. And then you attack this position. Right? Once there's nothing else on the map, you do not do it while you're still overextended, while the Glen 15 is still sitting around, while the VZ is still there. You don't attack it willy-nilly, because even with 8-4, one of which being a T100 LT, I don't think I put out a single damaging hit, right, against these heavy tanks. And yet, they lose all the same. It is an incredible thing to watch. It really is. And you're saying what I mean about the Leo 1, right? Notice the Leo 1 was on the hill. He's not anymore. He's actually relocated to a position where he can keep his health and snipe in at the guys on the bottom corner there. And he does come in and do some wonderful work at the end. But look at this. Look how much these guys are suffering, trying to push up into this high ground. And the Leo's coming in, being opportunistic in behind. I was trying to track the IS-4 then. No luck. The enemy, as you can see, they very nearly win. Up 8-4. Superior numerical advantage. They very nearly win. But they don't. With 8-4, they don't. Mainly because this line Ocelante, yeah, what a git. And I do end up telling the Leo where he can find the line Ocelante, but that right there is a perfect case study, right, for why high ground is powerful, and a perfect example by the enemy team of how not to play into it. Alright, now let's have some quickfire dumbasses. First up, a Leo on Malinovka. So you can see the Leo on the map there, good central position, providing some quite nice fire support with the stock gun. Believe it or not, that was the Scorpion G's alpha damage that you saw there. The Leo is going to pick up a kill, I believe, in a minute with his old stocker fighter. Oh no, that was the Scorpion G. But yeah, the Leo's stock. And he's in a rather secure position there, right? He's been providing some decent fire support across the map for the entire game. And then he does something so mind-numbingly stupid. Look at the map right now. It hurts me to look at it. I just look at where this man is. I'm going free cam here. Look! I do not know what he is attempting to achieve. He can't not know that the LHMTV is there. He can't not know that there was a Panther occupying this position, a Scorpion G at the back that could well have moved up, a Charfateur on this side, and a Charfateur in this bush line as well. In one of the weakest armoured tanks, a tank that is known for having a weak ammo rack and getting its head blown off if a pin drops, he has driven into the dead centre of the map in the scenario where he's got tanks on every single side of him. Shock horror, shortly, he explodes. But the barreller's mystery to me is that normally in a situation like this, I can think, okay, yes, I know what he was attempting to achieve, right, and this is why it's wrong, and this is why it's stupid. In this circumstance, I just don't know. I do not have any idea, any comprehension of what this guy was attempting to achieve. Now he's gone swimming. I just... no clue. None at all. He was on full health. I just... next, please. And here, an Oni in a questionable position. Oh, dead LT. We like that. Shh. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Ooh! Okay, but why though? Like, really? Why are you... Why? Why the fuck is Noni back there?
Always on a Sunday.
Oh, knee.
Always on a Sunday.
If anyone was looking for an example of how to, well, how not to position an own... He's gonna blind shot, one-shot me, isn't he? I may have a minor sense of humour failure if that happens. Here's a Hawk 30 with more ambition than sense. Is the 5020p better than the IS-20? I mean, I want to say yes, but I may be... I've no idea what that guy was doing. And his cousin in the T100 LT. By the way, don't go into the middle on Mountain Pass. Watch my review on the map, for God's sake. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you enjoyed that. Link in the description to the previous and next videos in this series. Do leave a like if you thought it was helpful or enjoyable. And here's a challenge from me. High ground being superior isn't just in World of Tanks. It extends to many other situations. So if you are finding yourself playing other games, be sure to be on the lookout for situations where you can use the power of high ground to your advantage. And I assure you, in a lot of situations, you'll find it very, very useful. Now, take a moment to shout out my Patreon page. It's a fantastic way to support what I do. So if you do find yourself regularly enjoying my content, please do consider having a look. I'll put the link in the description. Other than that, have a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and farewell.
From Mainz to Merlinovka, he is a scary spotter, working fancy tanking magic, just like Harry Potter. And well, enemies have tendencies to be nothing but cannon fodder. His is rising like a helicopter, yeah. And today I thank the universe for jingles showing me the Steven in his even. Break and ruin, Burke, your style, your skills, your content had an impact.